Budgerigars are the most popular pets of all birds. They are loved for their cheerfulness, cheerful disposition, high mental abilities, bright plumage and unpretentiousness to the conditions of detention. They are raised in families with young children, aspiring bird owners and single people. In this video, you will learn all about Budgerigars, how they live in the wild and at home, how to buy the best feathered pet, how to care for it, and what you can teach it. You will find information about the breeding of these birds, their diseases and life expectancy. Description: Appearance. Budgerigars are small parrot species. In length, their dimensions do not exceed 17 to 20 centimeters, while the tail accounts for 8 to 10 centimeters, and the wing also 10 centimeters. Due to the long step tail, the birds seem larger than they really are. The weight of the parrots does not exceed 40 to 45 grams. What does a wavy parrot look like? Its natural color is grassy green. On the head and throat, the feathers are yellow. On the sides of the head, there are elongated specks of blue, sometimes with a purple tint. There are several black spots on the throat, by which many novice owners mistakenly determine age. On the back of the head and throughout the body there are peculiar black waves, for which the parrots got their name, wavy. If these waves start from the forehead, then you have a young chick. It is by such signs, also by the type of wax, that you can determine the age of the budgerigar. By the way, the color of the wax always makes it possible to determine not only the age of the bird, but also the gender. The young male has a pinkish-purple wax, the young female is blue or light purple with white rims around the nostrils. The adult male has a bright blue wax, the adult female acquires a white wax with a pink or blue tint as she matures, it turns brown during puberty. Budgerigars have an amazing feature, they can see ultraviolet light. Due to this, females unmistakably identify males when they see a hat on their head that emits a fluorescent glow. The brighter this glow, the more attractive the boy is for the girl. Now about 200 color varieties of budgerigars have already been bred, which, instead of green plumage, can have blue, purple. There are pure white waviness without characteristic waves along the body, there are also yellow ones. These birds have strong, curved beaks, which they often use as a third leg. Grab objects for them and carry them to the right place, cling to twigs, branches to move, split seeds, small fruits, and also gnaw branches and crush foliage. With its help they defend themselves from enemies. If you look closely, you can see small teeth, a kind of stratum corneum, inside the beak of the budgerigar, which, like files, sharpen the beak, help crunch the fruit and remove the husk from the seeds and grains. Paws wavy blue-gray or pinkish with black claws. On each paw, 2 toes point forward, 2 backward. Due to this feature, parrots deftly cling to branches or rods of the cage and climb over them, grab objects, even food and hold it in front of them. Free life, habitat. In the land of budgerigars, Australia, these nimble creatures can be found everywhere in eucalyptus thickets, savannas, meadows and forests. They only avoid the dense forests of the northern territories of the mainland. They prefer to gather in flocks, which can number 30 individuals and maybe several hundred. From eyewitness reviews, there are huge flocks of 20,000 budgies. Birds fly, chirping loudly and flapping their wings noisily. Budgerigars are very fast in flight, they can reach speeds of up to 120 km/h. No species of parrot can match the speed of the wavy. Such a rapid flight, as well as the synchronization of movements, often save the birds from the attack of predators. When a flock flies, it seems that a school of fish is floating in the sky, or a swarm of bees is moving, so well-coordinated birds fly. Thanks to the green, grassy color, small budgies hide well in the foliage. They feed on seeds of wild herbs and stems, berries. Under natural conditions, budgerigars can breed year-round if they have enough food and water. In drier areas of Australia, their mating season begins after the end of the rainy season, when all the vegetation on the continent flourishes in the hot rays of the sun. Nests are arranged in tree hollows. The female can lay 4 to 12 white eggs in the nest. She incubates them herself, while the male brings her food for the entire period. Incubation lasts 20 days. The hatched chicks are blind and naked. After about a month, they are almost fully fledged and begin to leave the nest. Unlike many other parrot species, budgerigars no longer feed chicks after they leave the nest. Because of this, most young birds still unadapted to independent life die. Character, ability, training. According to the owner's reviews, budgies are very nimble, active, and talkative. If such a parrot lives in your house, everyone will hear its chirping. Especially in the morning at sunrise and in the evening. Therefore, if you like to sleep in the morning, cover the cage with your pet with a thick cloth, leaving a small gap for breathing. They like to shout over the TV, loud music, people talking. However, it is for such a noisy activity that the owners love budgies. In addition, birds can be taught to reproduce human speech and various sounds. The wavy is extremely open to communication, they easily converge with the owner, become his companion and devoted friend, feeling the care and attention from the person. It is not very difficult to teach them to speak. The main thing is that the pet trusts you. Males and birds under 5 months of age are considered more talkative and capable of learning. The very first thing that the owners usually teach the budgie is to pronounce their nickname. The main thing in teaching is regularity, consistency and patience. For a lesson, 10 to 20 minutes daily is enough. Reward your pet with a treat for every successful action. Quite a little time will pass, and the parrot will speak the same language with you. Care and maintenance at home. In order for the Budgerigar to live with you as long as possible, it is necessary to provide him with good conditions of maintenance and care. You need to prepare in advance. Consider where you will place your pet cage. The choice of a suitable location must meet the following criteria: no drafts, away from heating appliances, good lighting, not in direct sunlight. For a Budgerigar, daylight hours should be at least 12 hours in winter and 14 hours in summer. If the lighting is not enough, equip a special lamp near the cage. The optimum air temperature for a domestic Budgerigar is 22 to 25 degrees centigrade. It is important to keep an eye on the humidity in your home, as excessively dry air can lead to health problems. If you notice that the parrot's beak exfoliates, it is possible that the air in the room is too dry. Based on the feedback from experienced breeders, the cage should not be set too high. This will form the wrong attitude of the pet to the owners. The bird will perceive itself in a dominant position. Also, do not set it too low. People hanging over the parrot cause depression, sometimes fear in it. Therefore, it is best to place the cage at the level of your eyes. Attention. It is not recommended to install the parrot cage in the hallway or in the kitchen due to constant temperature changes and Teflon fumes that appear when cooking utensils are heated. It will be good if one side of the cage is leaning against the wall. You can use two. This will create a feeling of safety and security in the bird. For the feathered, sunlight and the vitamin D produced under its influence is very important. Therefore, in the summertime, try to expose the cage with the parrot outside or open the window. Ultraviolet does not penetrate through the window panes. Just keep your bird out of direct sunlight. In winter, ultraviolet waviness is obtained from ultraviolet lamps. How to properly care for a parrot in a cage. Let him fly around the room from time to time. This is important for his physical health and psychological well-being. During molting, budgies need to provide peace, silence in the house and a vitaminized diet. Budgerigar diseases, life expectancy. If the owner of the bird knows how to care for the Budgerigar and follows the recommendations, his pet gets sick much less often. However, there is always a risk of developing any disease. Therefore, for proper care and maintenance of a wavy, it is important to know what he can get sick and what needs to be done to help him recover. Always keep a close eye on your pet. If he is from a cheerful creature with bright plumage and perky chirping suddenly becomes quiet, ruffled, sedentary, sleepy and indifferent, urgently find out the cause of the trouble. Budgerigars have a very fast metabolism. If the disease is not treated in time, the bird may die. Also, cases of poisoning of a Budgerigar are not uncommon. These birds are very curious, therefore, when letting your pet go for a walk around the room, remove everything that one way or another may be dangerous for him. Unbeknownst to many owners, even some indoor plants can be poisonous to buds. If the condition of your parrot raises concerns, do not hesitate to seek help from a veterinarian. Sometimes it can save your pet's life. The lifespan of these birds in the wild is no more than 7 years. The lifespan of a Budgerigar at home depends on the owner. If the maintenance and care is the best, then the pet can live with you for 15 to 20 years. If the owner takes care of the parrot incorrectly, does not observe hygiene, feeds it with poor quality food, then the pet does not live long. Where to buy and how to choose a Budgerigar. There are several options for buying a Budgerigar: from a professional breeder, in the nursery, on the market, at a pet store, by ads. Of course, it is preferable to buy a bird in the nursery and from the breeder because you can always see the conditions in which your pet is kept, get information about the date of its birth. Buying a bird at the market or at a pet store, you will save money, but there is a risk of getting a sick or old pet. When buying a bird from your hands, you also do not know in what conditions it was kept, how the former owners treated it. There is a risk of buying an untamed parrot that has been under constant stress due to abuse or abuse. When choosing a Budgerigar, pay attention to the following parameters: age, 1.5 to 4 months. A young chick adapts more easily to new conditions, quickly tames and learns. Inspect the feathered. The plumage should be even, without chips, fits snugly to the body, the eyes are clean, without secretions, the wax, beak, ears and area around the cloaca are also clean, the skin on the legs is smooth, the bird is active, reacts to you with curiosity. A sick bird gives signals of trouble, disheveled dull feathers, discharge from the eyes and nostrils, flaky beak and skin on the legs. The parrot sits motionless on the perch, crouching, does not react to what is happening. The price of a budgerigar, depending on the place of purchase, age, color variety, ranges from $3 to $50. The budgerigar is a great house pet. Thanks to its unpretentiousness, quick wit, learning ability and cheerful disposition, it becomes a welcome companion in the home of bird lovers. Wavy lines are open to communication and very positive, they can bring bright colors into your life. In return, you will need to take proper care of these birds, communicate with them and love.